so you saw that. Once again, that clip is courtesy Batterbox. Thank you for letting us use that. All right, our second guest has joined us on the show. She's been here once before, so this is like her second time coming, like the coming of Jesus. She's a communications and marketing consultant and also a social critic. It's a pleasure to have Esosa Osagede with us on the show. Good afternoon, Esosa.
Good afternoon. Good to be here.
Lady here.
Yes.
Before you got here, we talked about the Lagos, the new Lagos land use charge law. You want to say something quickly before we move
well,
to the next
I mean, I don't have a house yet, but yesterday I can remember coming back from a meeting and one of my directors was really grouchy in the car, and I wondered, what's the problem? And he said, can you imagine what happened? Over the weekend, they brought this thing, over 450%, something. I mean, I didn't understand what he was saying. Then he broke it down. I think it's really sad. I mean, it's hard enough, and these are people that maybe got mortgages to get these houses, or and then you're not slamming them with this kind of, everything is going up. Before I left the office, in fact, my colleague was telling me that if you haven't renewed your papers, you better go on your car papers, you better go and do that.
Yes.
That's going to be increasing to, I think, 30K or something very outrageous. But the sad thing is that we will keep paying this thing. That's us Nigerians. We never push back. We just accept. At what point would this elastic break? I hope it's very soon. That's all I have to say.
Okay, well said. All right, so let's move on to this issue of the influx of Okada riders. They're everywhere. You have something to say?
Those people, they're a menace. They're a menace. Who allows them to come in? I don't know. Who allows them coming to?
The funny thing is
unemployment, the system.
All of a sudden, they're just everywhere.
Sometimes they're very useful.
But I don't think keke is. Keke is not even Okada. It's keke. This keke tricycle. That's the one I think they're like bees. I should have been here in 10 minutes. They add extra 8 minutes, 10 minutes to every journey that you make around Lagos because they're everywhere. They're like bees. No.
Sometimes your Okada riders, you might need them. Have you ever been in a hurry, or you're almost missing your flight?
Yeah.
Let's say your flight is
stuck in traffic.
Is for 12:45, and at 12:20 you are around Sheraton. And that is it Bakantuni?
Yes, that's evil. But
Yes.
Those bike men come around.
Yeah.
And they tell you airport.
1K.
They tell you 2.5, you enter.
Yes. They get you there, like that. Yes.
My colleague said the governor have taken the flight, have taken the Okada before.
Which governor?
I don't know the governor. Okay. We had to catch a flight.
No, but seriously, because I knew that there was a certain time that they had this law that you have to use the helmet. But now the law is, we'll make the law and we'll just throw it away.
No, I think one of the major reasons why they stopped the Okada riders first in Lagos is the number of accidents. If you go to Ibobi, you see a lot of life wasted. I think that was a major reason.
But they're actually back on the road. Have you actually been to Awolowo Road?
On the major
that
road
place
on
is
the
what
street.
they are facing you along the Awolowo Road. Ikoyi, they are facing you like this. So what would you do?
Okay, I don't really go there.
Your side is Mowe, so the other side they go fear death.
But I live in Ekpaja, and on that axis there's major construction going on. All the way from Abulegba to Oshodi, and that long stretch of road, is bumper to bumper. Like I have to take Okada to get to work on time. Otherwise, you are there till 12 in the afternoon. Jesus. You can't come to work. You understand what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So sometimes they become like a necessary evil for you, because at that point you don't have a choice. You don't have a choice, and then again you asked, where do they come from? Unemployment has pushed a lot of young people, to become Okada riders. I have met on several instances graduates who, out of wanting something to do to provide for their families, have to become Okada riders. So it's all like a gamut of a lot of things that the government needs to check. If they must check the issue of the influx of Okada riders, then provide jobs. I mean, blue collar jobs, or white collar jobs, so that people can get back to the offices and off the roads. Otherwise, you're just going to, remove them from the roads, and then you introduce them into another kind of crime.
Exactly.
And I do mind, after all.
It's a devil's workshop.
Because
I remember the last
that
time.
was last year.
Yeah, was it Fashola or somebody that banned them at
That was
some?
Fashola, yes.
Yes.
That was
In 2012, yes.
You know, we just know how to ban, and we never provide palliatives.
Exactly.
It was never. That's the thing,
It was
because
never
there was
lifted,
yeah,
so it's
and that's
still
the
The
thing. We
ban
know
is
how to
still
come
there.
back.
The ban is still there, but all of a sudden it's like the thing just fizzled. And have you also noticed
Because
that
they
they
haven't
don't wear
provided
helmets anymore?
because
That's
there are
what
no
I was saying, they wear
alternatives.
helmets.
Let's
No
even forget
helmets.
about the health. You ban people. You do not provide alternatives on what to do. What okay?
What
you
next?
tell me not to ride my Okada.
should I be
What
doing?
should I be doing? So they themselves, I think that's why they just.
All right, this one says, how will they not ride Okada when there is no food in the land, no job? Our government should do something. Nigeria is sinking every day. All right, this other one says, good afternoon. I'm happy to contribute on this program. I'm of the opinion that standard of living is daily on the increase while sustainability is very poor. Very, well, I don't know what that is, poor to all common citizens. What benefit have we benefited from the government individually? That's a question. Please, let's be realistic on humanism. Wake up, Nigerian youths. Gabriel from Aboru in Iyanopaja. All right. A lot of people are reacting. Kudos for this because Okada riders are actually armed robbers. There was a day by 6 a.m. I was going out, they hijacked my bag, not knowing it's Gary, I was carrying to my mom. Benedicta, Ibano sent that one in.
Yeah,
Oh my
but you know,
goodness.
around the Papa, the gridlock around the Papa, there is no how you can take your car around
No
that
way.
area.
Not just Apapa, in fact, that whole that Ikorodu road. Have you gone on Ikorodu road? That's
But it's
Sulere.
yes.
That's
If
another.
you have
another
missed
place.
traffic so much, you can go and experience it on a Papa Road. It's terrible. You can be there for a whole day. I've been on that traffic. I didn't even know.
Where you they go?
I was actually going to the wharf. I was supposed to park somewhere around the boundary and take a bike. That is what people told me.
Yeah.
That's what they
That's
do.
it.
They go park for boundary.
Wow.
They take Okada.
Have you ever been stuck
even
in
get to
Apapa
that.
traffic? No, like for
No,
real.
that's
No, there are some places in Lagos I don't go through. Yaba, Apapa, all those.
Those are real traffic prone
No, I don't
areas.
people actually work
And
there,
people
Yes.
work, yes.
and they have to resume.
Yes.
They will slash your salary tire.
I have a friend who
People go with boats now. That's
Boats.
what people. Yeah, that's what people say they do. People from Ikorodu take the boat.
The boats
People
down,
from
even
the
from
island,
Nigeria,
yeah,
yes,
take
down
the boats.
to,
Yes.
from Ikorodu down to the island.
I think the issue of our transport system, should be looked at like seriously.
Yes,
I mean, they come out and they say things about it, but I think it's just window dressing, because nothing concrete is ever comes out or whatever they talk about. Because not everybody has to have a car on the road.
But funny
I hear
enough,
that's why the increase is coming. This increase in renewing your car papers, that they want to reduce the number of cars.
Of cars on the
Exactly.
road.
But I don't think. I thought that Nigerians will pay. These Kabu men that we think their cars are rickety,
but
they will pay that money.
you know,
That
water
30K.
transport. People are investing in it. It's just that a lot of Nigerians are still scared.
And how safe is it? That's just
No, they use it. It's regulated. Lagos State regulated.
Open
You
up
must
the
have your,
waterways, yeah.
what
Life
they call
jacket and all
life
that.
jacket on.
Like talking about their Papa, I know that the nation at large actually makes a lot of money from that access. So why don't you just get to fix that
road.
Yeah, that's the gate to our economy. If you look at it,
Yes.
yes. So fix the road, that Tinkan road. I remember when I first came into journalism, I was on radio. I used to cover maritime. So every day you find me going to Apapa Port, or I'm going to Roro Port, or Tinkan Island Port, and it was always. In fact, I feel like I was abused in the course of doing my job, because every day I was stuck in one kind of terrible traffic or the other. In some places, you even have to come down because the bus can't go further. So you trek. It's horrible, and it has remained like that
same.
since I'm talking about the year 2002. It's been like that.
Okay,
I
and you now
suspect somebody
expect-
is making money from that.
I don't
And you
understand.
expect people that are staying in that area to now pay the increased land use charge? Like, seriously.
But this issue of influx of Okada riders, first of all, we call them the Abokis, but the Malams, they've taken over that business. Have you seen young guys like 12, 13, 14? You haven't seen those ones riding
them.
Okadas? Yes.
Yeah,
12,
but
13.
Yes.
no, they are really young. No,
Really young.
some of them
really
are.
young, and they're like small. on top of Okadas. I'm serious.
Oh, I've not
Like
seen
even if
those.
I have to
Yes.
take Okadas, like I
Even-
look at who is riding.
Yeah, exactly.
I look at that. Yes.
Then you perceive whether is using or
I mean,
So yeah.
if you're the person like you're struggling for your leg to touch the pedal, you know, like you can't carry me like I'm a full package. You know? No, I don't play with that. So I look at the person who says you have to be mature and at least big enough.
But funny enough, not all of them actually can handle the bike. I've seen one that carried me. So, okay, you help me to press the brake.
You have to help me press the brake.
They let me touch her.
But why we're still talking about that, can we look at the security angle though?
Those things are not secure.
The security angle.
because now
There was a time it was trending, they were using Okadas to rob.
for robbery.
It's still,
And
it's
it
still
still
happening.
does, yeah,
On
and
that
that's why-
Akpogbon axis, you should see every time there's a story. Friends are saying, "Oh, Okada just parked in front of me, broke my glass." So it's still happening. And even on this Allen, I know someone who was going home on this Allen Okpebi axis, and it happened to him. Okada, there were two. In fact, where am I going for? In December, my first shock. I was at Yaba, I was going to do makeup. I was going for a wedding. Hey, as I was going, I just saw these two guys on Okada. One was standing in distance and he was holding a gun and pointing at somebody else. I know that next I heard pa pa. I didn't know whether to reverse or go forward. And then he ran and then there was an Okada waiting, so he jumped on the Okada and they zoomed off. I just went straight and I met police. And then I was confused. Then I turned and I walked, and then the police started chasing me.
The thing is that I think our security network need to work.
Yeah.
I know of an estate when you're living in Lagos, Maguru. They have CCTV camera everywhere. There are people paid to watch what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
If they suspect a movement, they quickly alert the security
Of
in
course.
that area.
Of course.
That's good.
And,
In most estates.
my friend said
most
he has been
estates.
living there for the past 8 years, and there has not been a case of robbery. The only time armed robbers came, they were caught even before they entered the estate.
I think this
By the
estate,
fence of the estate, the guy that was watching had seen them.
Magboro, not
Yeah.
Banana.
No.
Meanwhile, those estates on the island,
No,
the security is
very
not
small.
this tight. I know
Very
people
small
who live
estates.
on
I
the
know
so-called
usually-
big man
I know
I know
estates.
usually in most
Yes.
estates, yes.
Right
Yeah,
now.
I told you I went
Most
into
estates
VGC once, to do a report, to look at that disparity between the rich and the poor. So I went to Ajegunle, did
VGC
the
is very
report.
poor
And I
also.
went to I went to VGC and I was just filming with my camera, and the next thing I knew, their internal security van just stopped by me. I was arrested and put in detention for hours. I'm serious. Yeah, for coming into the estate without permission. I'm serious. Yes, it happened to me. So there's always internal security.
So if that estate in Agboro can have that mentality, if we have that in a whole state, and a criminal is conscious of it, they wash me.
I guess that's exactly what's
You
going on.
understand what I mean? It should be a subconscious thing with anybody. They catch me now.
Exactly.
Because
You understand
we
me?
need to
But
tighten up.
the criminal in Lagos, the chances of being caught is like 2%.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
Traffic
Tighten
thieves are actually very terrible. I've actually been robbed in the afternoon before in traffic along that Akpogbon, not
see?
even Akpogbon, that's
CMS. That's
yes,
their
in traffic in the afternoon,
That's their
and
zone.
it's always smooth operation, and they walk away.
Very smooth.
And the next person that is driving will just look. Everybody's minding their own business.
Yes, nobody.
See, that's
I-
the problem in
I
this
didn't
country.
wish you
That's a
had
problem in
Once
this
on that Okwemo
country.
bridge, I was going home, and this guy just came out and stopped me. Like people wanted to cross the road, and of course I slowed down. I didn't know it was a strategy. So as I slowed down, the other one came from the back and just took my jewelry. It happened in like 2 seconds, and they were gone. I didn't even know where to.
And most times they use
That one,
They
yeah.
were
They use
gone.
the
Yeah,
bike
so.
to escape from
We
the
know there are some of them are of questionable character,
And
but
that's why they get to tell a lot of commercial cyclists, the Okada riders, not to stay close to the band.
yes. All right, let's look at the feedback platforms a little bit. This one says, as for me, it's not unemployment They want instant gratification. Some of them are thieves. Plenty of them don't even know how to drive Okada at all. Please, they must not come back. There's another one here for Alero. Alero, you're trending today. You're looking so sweet and take away. Please permit me to take you to my mom.
Kusa.
Yeah. Don't worry, call me after the show. I'll hook you up. All right, this one says the whole blame should be on the State House of Assembly, who did not do their investigation very well before passing the bill. Okay, this one is still reacting to the land use charge. All right, this one says, patience, you are funny, you're full package. Yes, now, I know be full package. All right, the Okada riders are a menace. They don't only break traffic laws. As a matter of fact, they are a law unto themselves.
Exactly. Have you hit those people before? The way they will gather.
They gather, yes.
They are at fault.
Very united.
They are at fault. The way they will gather. Beehive is not stronger than
Wisdom Okoro from Agege says, good afternoon. On the issue of the keke issue, do you know that some ladies are also doing the same keke job? Yeah. That's the only way for them to feed their families. If they should be stopped, another means of income should be provided for them. The truth is that lack of job makes people to do crazy things for a living. God bless you all. I think we mentioned this issue for unemployment. You can't just take away something from the people. There has to be palliative measures. Yes. Yeah. Give us an alternative. You know, give them an alternative because they're actually earning a living from riding Okada. Okay, all right. Our time is seriously almost up. I don't know if we can take this other topic, which is on NCC and call masking. We all know what call masking is now.
Honestly.
Haven't you experienced it when someone from abroad calls you with the local number and you think the person is in Nigeria, but they call back, and then you try to call them back and it never goes. Haven't you experienced that?
Yes.
I think it happens when the person roam the number.
It's not from roaming. I know someone. No, I know. There are actually networks. I know about the UK, and I know family who actually bought that SIM. So they call and they say, "So sir, this is me," but I don't know what number. In fact, some of them will ask what number is showing, and I'll say, it's 080 or 07 or something. I'm like, okay. So I think NCC needs to work with network providers abroad because somehow they're actually giving people, they're the ones. They're the ones. So I mean, I was shocked.
Some fraudster, they have a way of doing their arranging their number. I don't know how it works. They can call you from Nigeria, let's say from Agege, and you see +1 or +8. You think the person is calling from abroad, but it's actually in Nigeria. I think NCC also need to look.
Those are the telecom providers that they actually stopped and they suspended their operations too. Because most times they get to call you from abroad and you're trying to call back that number and it's not even connecting at all. So it's for fraud. It's either for fraud and most times it's always cheaper.
Okay. All right. But anyways, the NCC is actually on the necks of the telcos. Because they've suspended the operating licenses of some of the telco operators for engaging in call masking. For those who don't know, call masking is the act of concealing international calls coming into a country and presenting them as local in order to make profits from the difference in prices between local and international calls. So it's actually a way for them to make more money. Yes, they make more money. Anyway, the NCC has barred over 750,000 numbers assigned to several private network links and local exchange operator licenses, many of which were found to have been utilized for the masking activities. So
if NCC is going in, zooming in on net telcos, that means it must be telcos providing these other networks abroad numbers, just like banks. When you're trying to send money, so there's a bank that's a gateway to another bank abroad. So like HSBC, maybe another bank in Nigeria would be. So maybe these telcos also act as, okay, you can use us as the gateway to connect, and then that extra in between, we can share it or something like that. So it must be a problem.
But the main thing is, another thing is, why don't they look into other things? There are times that you get charged for some
For receiving.
unnecessary SMS subscription of alerts
Yes.
that you
Yeah.
saw.
Somebody called me the other day, was a pastor. And then after, I just noticed that he kept saying, sir, so sir. I said, sir. After a while, he said, actually, that song that played, a song played when I was calling you. I said, sir. He said, it's not Christian like. I said, first of all, Oga Pastor, I'm not in charge of those things. They just assign you ringtones.
Exactly.
It's not me. You know, so they should look into things like that.
Exactly.
Somebody,
Okay, our time is up, so we're not yanked off air again. It's been a very interesting afternoon. Thank you so much, Esosa, for coming. Thank you, the Dawn.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. All right, you can listen to him on
Rainbow 94.
Yes, and
4 to 6 p.m.
yes, so comedy,
Happy
happy hour. Yes, that's the go-to guy for laugh teams. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
All right, that's how we can take. Our time is up. Tomorrow is International Women's Day, and we'll be talking about that on the show. Make it a date, noon tomorrow. See you then.